All right, well, good morning, Marshall. I'm glad you could make it in to see me this morning. Just wanted to let you know that things are progressing just the way we expect them to. We got you eligible for services, got that part all taken care of. Um, you ended up on the waiting list for services, and the waiting list, kind
Takes
of
a
went
while.
by. Yeah, it takes a little while. I'm really sorry about that, but you got your notification, and here you are. So I'm pretty happy that we're here to get started and get rolling on getting you help. But maybe you could tell me what are you thinking about? What are you interested in from vocational rehabilitation?
Well, I'm pretty excited because there's a place right down the road from where I live. It's a nursing home. They've been advertising for a while. It seems like they have a couple of easy jobs there. So I'm pretty excited. I think all you guys have to do is hook me up with a job there and I'll do great.
So you got some easy jobs at the nursing home. That's
Well, they have a lot. They post in the paper all the time. They're online.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I did a little homework before you came in because I find that that makes this whole process go a little bit smoother. To kind of read through the stuff that you've provided. And but I saw that you wrote down that you wanted to work in a nursing home, but I couldn't help but notice this legal history, and it's fairly extensive. The first thing I see on here is a felony assault charge, and boy, I just got to tell you, I just don't see that working out with a nursing home kind of job.
Well, that was 6 years ago, and I don't really know too much what that has to do with you guys getting me a job. It was a misunderstanding between me and my girlfriend. We got in an argument. The cops were called. Someone had to go to jail. I was the guy. I went to jail.
Yeah. That's a felony assault conviction, though. You went to jail, but somebody must have ended up in the hospital in order to do that. So
That was part of the problem. We got in an argument, and she got, she hurt herself, and then the cops came and
so where's she right now? Maybe we could kind of.
well, I lost touch with her, but I mean, if you were to call her and talk to her, she'd tell you the same thing. It was a misunderstanding. It was just a bad night.
So she kind of disappeared then.
Yeah, she had I think a work someplace else, so she just moved on.
Yeah. Probably a smart move on her part. And then I'm seeing a car theft in here. What's going on with that? They don't really like that. When you apply for a job in nursing home kind of a setting, and where you've got a history of stealing stuff.
Well, I mean, keep in mind this is all 6 months ago, and keep in mind your job is to help me find a job. This was it was a misunderstanding between my mother and I. I used to borrow the car all the time. I did her grocery shopping and stuff. I always helped her out. And it was just one day I borrowed her car. She didn't remember. She called the cops, and grand theft auto.
Your mom's got kind of a bad memory then.
And she's getting older, so I am good at working with old people.
Yeah, good at borrowing their cars. So.
Well, good at bringing them back and reminding them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you did bring it back, but that still got arrested for that.
Yeah, misunderstanding.
Just another misunderstanding. Yeah. Well, and it looks like you've also got a DUI thing here too. So there have been some drinking and drugging problems that you've got going on too.
I haven't done anything for 3 years. I worked with probation and parole. I did my time. I'm ready to move on. That was just, it was a bad night. I learned from it. I just want a job at a nursing home.
Man, you're all over the map here. You got I'm 6 years ago. I'm 3 years ago. I'm 6 months ago. Do you remember what you did 2 days ago?
The last thing I did criminally was 3 years ago. I've been doing great since. All you need to do, your only job is to find me a job at a nursing home.
Yeah. What's the deal with this nursing home thing? You keep beating this to death. Why a nursing home? It just seems
down
like
the
such
road.
a terrible
They're hiring.
idea.
They got janitor positions. They got dishwashing positions. It's right down the road. I can't drive anymore, obviously. So I mean, it's just perfect. And your job is to help me find a job. It's down the road. Everyone wins. I don't understand.
So it's perfect because it's close, not because it's really a good idea.
Well, I can be a janitor and dishwasher.
Well, it won't really matter. What job you try and get at that nursing home. I mean, you've got this felony history, and if you're in the building, you're going to be close to folks that aren't able to take care of themselves or protect themselves, and it just.
So I'm going to hurt old people because I accidentally drank too much and drove one day.
Well, that sounds like a scenario that's a likelihood, given what I see here from your history. So I just can't imagine them going for that. And I think you're just going to have to at some point realize that you did all this stuff. It's not going away. You're stuck with it for life. You're going to have to figure out how to how to look for jobs that are going to be more appropriate for what you're able to do. And I mean, there's going to be some significant limitations with that. I'm sorry, I'm just not seeing this nursing home thing.
It sounds like
off.
it is going to be tough. I mean, if I can't work as a dishwasher or janitor, and your job is to find me a job, and I can't do those, it is going to be a tough
Yeah,
road.
I'm not seeing this being very productive right now. But I know what will help us out. I've got some forms here that you'll be able to take home with you and fill out, and maybe it'll help us come up with some ideas that might be a better idea than that nursing home thing.
Right, or a janitor or dishwasher. Yeah.
So you could go through, and what I'd like you to do is fill out your complete job history. I want to know where all the places that you've worked are. I want to know when you started, when you left those jobs. I need to know what kind of money you were making at them, and I'm also going to need to know about some references, because references are one of the biggest things that's going to help us overcome this whole felony history thing. You're going to have to come up with some folks from somewhere that are going to be willing to vouch for you.
So this is my job. I go do this, and then your job is to help me get a job. Is that right?
Well, my job is I'm going to be running the official criminal background check just to make sure that all of this stuff looks right, and then I'm going to start looking for hopefully something that maybe you'd be able to do. And you're going to get that stuff taken care of, and then I'm also probably going to be looking at some random drug testing just to make sure that you're being on the up and up with us, and you're going to keep track of your work in your program and doing the 12-step thing, and stay in touch with your sponsor, and maybe if we're lucky we'll be able to help you get a job out of this deal.
All right, thanks a lot.